Welcome to this elite masterclass on enterprise asset management. In this session, we're going to rigorously unpack the exact professional frameworks you need to optimize your asset life cycles, completely eliminate operational downtime, and ultimately drive sustainable corporate growth using the AI-driven power of Infor EAM. Look, this isn't going to be some surface-level overview. We are taking a deep dive into the real systems and strategies used by top-tier organizations to turn their physical assets from massive, unpredictable liabilities into highly tuned engines of profitability. We need to establish the high stakes right out of the gate. Think about it. What is the true financial hemorrhage your organization suffers when critical equipment fails? We're talking about halted production lines, missed delivery windows, absolutely massive emergency repair costs, and severely compromised safety standards. The core objective of our training today is to transition your entire operational mindset. We are moving away from a culture of reactive, chaotic emergency repairs and building a highly disciplined, intelligent system of proactive asset management. Okay, let's map out our curriculum. We'll start with the foundations of asset management, move into lifecycle and tracking optimization, then break down predictive maintenance workflows. After that, we'll explore advanced analytics and integration, and finally wrap up with scaling corporate ROI. Let's jump right in. Module 1. The Foundations of Asset Management. To establish an authoritative baseline here, we have to define EAM precisely. It is not just a piece of software that logs your repairs. Enterprise asset management is an overarching, highly structured methodology. It's a strategy designed to meticulously track maintenance histories, optimize the performance of your physical equipment, and seamlessly integrate with your broader business systems. When you execute this correctly, EAM becomes a primary driver for maximizing your operational efficiency and aggressively slashing overhead costs. The technological engine we'll be focusing on throughout this masterclass is Infor EAM. This is a globally proven AI-driven platform engineered specifically to revolutionize how we handle the life cycles of incredibly complex assets. Whether you're operating in heavy manufacturing, managing vast utility grids, or running critical healthcare environments, it doesn't matter. By leveraging cutting-edge, data-driven insights, this system empowers your leadership to operate infrastructure far more efficiently than any legacy method could ever allow. Moving right along to Module 2, Lifecycle and Tracking Optimization. Here, we're focusing strictly on the fundamental mechanics of classifying, setting up, and monitoring your physical equipment. You know the old saying, you cannot optimize what you do not accurately track. So, building an infallible asset tracking architecture requires a highly logical workflow. You begin with rigorous registration and classification. Then, you establish a logical hierarchy. You really have to understand the parent-child relationships between massive machines and their tiny subcomponents. Next, we inject the technology. We're talking tagging assets with barcodes, RFID, and integrating IoT sensors. Finally, this continuous stream of data feeds directly into your real-time performance monitoring. This right here, this is the bedrock of asset mastery. But here is the catch. An asset is only as reliable as the parts you have available to fix it. This is exactly where inventory and procurement optimization come into play. A world-class EAM system integrates your spare parts inventory directly with your supplier management. By automating reordering strategies based on real-time stock levels and historical usage data, you completely eliminate excess safety stock, you prevent critical part shortages, and you severely cut down your supply chain holding costs. Which brings us to Module 3, Predictive Maintenance Workflows. This is where we shift the operational paradigm completely. We are moving far away from the old reactive break-fix models and entering the realm of proactive, intelligent automation. The strategic evolution here is profound. Preventative maintenance is just executing tasks based on a calendar. Honestly, it's essentially guessing when a machine might need service based on industry averages. Predictive maintenance, on the other hand, leverages AI and real-time condition monitoring. It analyzes vibration, temperature, and output data so you know exactly when a failure is developing. That means you intervene and eliminate the downtime before it ever actually happens. Now, to actually execute this in the real world, you need a flawless, systematic process for work order management. It starts by automatically creating and assigning work orders based on those predictive AI triggers we just talked about. The system then automates the workflow routing, instantly pushing requests to the right technicians without any human bottlenecks. Finally, your scheduling is dynamically optimized, not just by who happens to be available, but by the real-time health and the critical priority of the asset itself. This completely removes human error from the scheduling equation.
Let's advance to Module 4, Advanced Analytics and Integration. We are going to break down departmental silos right now through advanced analytics and system integration. Look, an EAM system simply cannot exist in a vacuum. To achieve true operational maturity, you absolutely must connect your EAM directly with your enterprise resource planning, or ERP systems, to centralize that business data. You have to integrate it with finance and HR to automate your interdepartmental labor and cost workflows. And crucially, integrating IoT devices on the factory floor is what actually enables that real-time condition monitoring that feeds your predictive AI. Once integrated, all this vast amount of data is honestly useless without the right business intelligence tools. Advanced analytics and dashboarding empower your executive leadership to make rapid, data-driven decisions. You can configure custom KPI dashboards that track asset performance in real time. You utilize AI-powered predictive insights to accurately forecast capital expenditure needs, and you generate highly customized reports to identify exactly where your hidden operational bottlenecks are hiding.
And beyond just performance, this level of data tracking is an absolute masterclass in risk mitigation. A premium EAM system enforces rigorous regulatory and safety standards automatically. It allows you to manage incredibly strict inspection audit trails, implement precise incident tracking, and generate automated compliance reports. This is exactly how elite organizations shield themselves from corporate legal risks and guarantee a universally safe operating environment.
Finally, Module 5, Scaling Corporate ROI.
Here is the reality check. Having the technology is only 50% of the battle. Extracting the maximum financial return and actually getting human teams to adopt the system, that is the true test of leadership. Execution requires a structured corporate framework. You can't just flip a switch and expect miracles. Elite adoptions utilize simulation-based learning environments so employees can refine their skills safely. Workflows must be explicitly tailored to match your unique business processes. Training has to be role-based. Your IT administrator clearly needs different knowledge than your floor technician. And finally, continuous post-training support is totally mandatory to ensure long-term knowledge retention and actual system utilization. So, what's the bottom line? Mastering these systems yields massive, long-term financial dividends across the board. For specialized professionals, it unlocks highly lucrative roles like asset manager or EAM consultant. For the corporate entity, it dramatically reduces maintenance labor costs, significantly extends the usable lifespan of incredibly expensive capital equipment, and drastically boosts overall employee productivity by standardizing what used to be chaotic workflows.
Let's clearly lock in the core takeaways from the high-density professional frameworks we've mastered today. To achieve elite operational status, you must architect logically optimized asset lifecycles. You must deploy AI-driven predictive maintenance to literally erase your downtime. You have to break silos by integrating EAM with your ERP and IoT infrastructure. You must automate your regulatory compliance. And finally, you must leverage business intelligence dashboards to maintain total strategic corporate agility. I'm going to leave you with one final provocative evaluation. Look closely at your current infrastructure. Is your organization's asset strategy a proactive engine driving sustainable growth and maximizing your capital investments? Or is a culture of reactive, unpredicted downtime silently, day by day, draining your resources? The frameworks we've covered in this masterclass offer the exact blueprint to take back control. The next step is execution.